Let's do dynamic programming with Extra Freaky Bob. So we have Extra Freaky Bob, and he has to find out how many different ways he can walk up in stairs. So Extra Freaky Bob has a couple rules he has to follow. He can either take one step or two steps. So say for instance he wanted to calculate the different ways he can take one step, is going to be one because you only can take one. Then say you want to calculate the different ways he can take two steps, it's going to be two ways. So you can take one step or you can take two steps. And say you want to calculate the different ways he could take three steps, it's going to be three different ways. He could take 1, 2, 3, or he could take 2, then he could take 1, or he could just take 1, then he could take 2. And that's three different ways. And when Extra Freak Bob solves this problem, he could get his galaxy gas so he won't crash out. So we're going to be using bottom-up tabulation to solve this. So we have n is equal to 1, and you have n is equal to 2, and that's our base case. So we're going to return one step if it's one step, and you have two steps if it's two steps. And we're going to store those first two answers in a table or array. So we have a for loop, and we're going to use this to fill up our table. We're going to use smaller subproblems to get our final problem. Remember what Extra Freaky Bob said, there's one way to go up one step and two ways to go up two steps. And if we add those together, we calculate how much different ways you can go up three steps. And that keeps going on and on and on in the amount of times. N equals 6 for our text example, and we get 13. There's 13 different ways to go up 6 steps.